rocking in Boston, Pittsburgh, PA, deep in the heart of Texas, around the Frisco Bay, all over St. Louis, way down to New Orleans. All the cats wanna dance with sweet little 16. She's just gotta have about $500,000 famed autograph. Her wallet filled with pictures, she gets them one by one. Becomes so excited, watch her look at her run. Oh, mommy, mommy, please may I go? It's such a sight to see, somebody steal the show. Oh, daddy, daddy, I beg of you, whisper to mommy, it's all right with you. Well, I'ma write a little letter, gonna mail it to my local DJ. This is a jungle little record, I want my jockey to play. Roll over Beethoven, I gotta hear it again today. You know my temperature's rising and the jukebox blowing a fuse. My heart's beating rhythm and my soul keeps singing the blues. Roll over Beethoven and tell Tchaikovsky the news. Well, if you feel you like it, go get your lover, then reel and rock it. Roll it over, then move on up just a drop of further, then reel and rock with one another. Roll over Beethoven, beat this rhythm and blues. Just let me the rock and roll music, any old way you choose it. It's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it. It's gotta be rock roll music. If you wanna dance with me, if you wanna dance with me, I got no kick against modern jazz. And change the beauty of the melody until they sound just like a symphony. That's why I go for that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it. It's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it. It's gotta be rock roll music. If you wanna dance with me. If you wanna dance with me. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. Oh, how my heart yearns for you, oh Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Well, I love you, gal, yes I love you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue, my Peggy, my Peggy.
charges of unemployment. He was sitting in the witness stand. The judge just walked all up the district attorney, said, free that brown-eyed man. You want your job, you better free that brown-eyed man. Flying across the desert in a TWA, I saw a woman walk across the sand. She's been walking 30 miles en route to Bombay to get a brown-eyed handsome man. You know, baby, he's a brown-eyed handsome man. All of my love, all of my kissing, you're gonna see what you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, the world can see that you were meant for me. All of my life I've been waiting. Tonight there'll be no hesitating, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, the world can see that you were meant for me.
Oh, well, come on, everybody, and let's get together tonight. I got some money in my jeans, and I'm really gonna spend it right. Well, I've been doing my homework all the week long, but now the house is empty and my books are gone. Woo! Come on, everybody. Well, my baby's number one, but I'm gonna dance in 3 or 4. And then the house will be rocking from the bare feet to slapping on the floor. Well, when you hear the music, you just can't sit still. If your brother won't rock you, then your sister will. Woo! Come on, everybody. Well, I'm gonna raise a fuss and I'm gonna raise a holler about a working all summer just to try to earn $1. Well, I try to call my baby, try to get a date, then my boss says,
Don't die, son, you gotta work late.
sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Oh, well, my mama and papi told me, son, you gotta make some money. If you wanna use the car to go riding next Sunday. I didn't go to work, told the boss I was sick.
Now you can't use the car cause you didn't work your leave.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, cause there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
Marie, Marie, playing guitar on the back porch. I sit in my car, watch her sing so sad. Marie, 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 it's so lonely in the farm. Come with me to the bright lights downtown. Marie, Marie, said hey, pretty girl.
Okay.
Said don't you understand? Said I just want to be your lover, man. Marie, Marie,
Okay.
sun is down in the cornfield, the evening is dark, and it seems so sad. Marie, Marie,
Now here's a dance you should know. When the lights are down, now have your baby there. Now do the hucklebuck, do the hucklebuck. If you don't know how to do it, then you're out of luck. Shove the baby in, twist her all around, then you start to twisting that and moving all around. Wiggle like a snake, waddle like a duck. That's what you do when you do the hucklebuck. Bebop-a-lula, she's my baby. Bebop-a-lula, I don't mean maybe. Bebop Bebopalula, she's my baby. Bebopalula, I don't mean maybe. Bebopalula, she's my baby love, my baby love, my baby love. She's the girl in the red blue jeans. She's the queen of all the teens. She's the one that I know. She's the one that loves me so. Bebopalula, she's my baby. Bebopalula, I don't mean maybe. Bebopalula, she's my baby love, my baby love, my baby love.
Good evening, viewers. I believe we are live now, and it's the 20th of June, 6:38, 8 minutes late, thanks to the weather and a little fiddling with the Wi-Fi. Hopefully, the weather gods will be kind to us. Viewers, the ladies are back. The last time they were here, they only had about half an hour, and there are about 34 of them that are going to be on the stage today. We have three generations of ladies who played together, represented the Calcutta Parsi Club and Bengal. Girls who became mommies and then became grannies. Enthusiasm and commitment that endures over generations. Hockey and mainly basketball. What did it mean to them? How did they perform so well with consistency? What are the challenges they faced? How did they deal with competition? What did they win? Listen to them. These are tales not to be found in a coffee table book. And it's not natter either. We will have breaks for musical bandbox. So, without much ado, let me start by sharing my screen and showing you a little introductory picture which will explain. So, here what you've got is a sample of three generations. I mean, you can see granny, mommy, daughter, granny, mommy. Somewhere in here is the daughter. Granny, mommy, daughter. Okay, I won't go any further. There's granny, mommy, somewhere here there's a daughter as well. So you get the picture, right? So I couldn't get a composite picture of all the grannies, mommies, and daughters together, and nobody had one. Opportunity, not a problem, to do in the future. So without much ado, the way the format's going to work is previously we had people by decades. This time we are bringing in people by family clusters. So the first cluster of, I think it's about 12 to 14 ladies coming from the Tata Balsara Gigi Boy family. And they'll be coordinated by Rhoda and Meher. And I will just sit back and enjoy listening to them. And ladies, you all can all unmute your microphones. Please feel free to unmute your microphones. And both the coordinators, they are Meher and Rhoda. And, we have 54 people watching, and there are 12 here. So we have actually 66. So, Meher, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Rhoda, are you ready to go?
Guli, unmute your mic, Guli.
Yeah.
Hey, so where is Mira is there? Where is Feroza? Oh, Feroza.
You there? Yeah.
Sanjali is not coming.
Anjali and Nayo.
Roxy and Nikaya are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm just doing a head count, making sure you're all present and accounted for. No one's absent without leave. Okay, ladies, all yours.
Okay, Rhoda, you can start.
Wait, let Yezdi through the beginning, no?
Yezdi, you've done the introductions, all done.
I've
right?
done the introduction whilst you all were on your way in.
Okay.
I show the composite picture of grannies, mommies,
Okay.
and daughters. Some of you were featured in it. You didn't see it. You'll see it on YouTube later. So
Shall
it's
I
all yours.
start?
Take it away.
Shall I start?
Nawaz
Please
is
do.
not there.
Hey,
Nawaz.
where's Nawaz? Where is Nawaz?
That's a normal question, isn't it?
Good question.
Okay, never mind. Start with whoever you've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here goes Rhoda's first.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But how Meru's coming on?
We start.
Okay. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Nice to be back with our favorite game, basketball, at the club, and to share all our memories with you all. It was so easy to start playing basketball at the club. Just took the ball from the Mali, and me and my friends would start off. Competitive games started later on when we would tag along with my cousins, Ulu and Bira. The beauty of basketball at the club was that we didn't need 10 players. The three of us would do continuous layup shots or play half court with three aside. My two girls, Roxanne and Gulnar, needed no pushing to play. I think seeing their mother, aunts, cousins all taking to the game, there was no stopping them from wanting to play. In 1969, the club allowed the basketball team to take part in the All India Butlerian tournament in New Delhi, where we ended up as the semi-finalists, losing to the winners of the tournament. This was our first trip out of Calcutta, and we were really excited. Our coach, Rinkan Panthaki, with our mascot, Ami and Kalu Megora, made this most momentous trip with us, which we thoroughly enjoyed and loved. So over to Nawaz.
Gone. Gone. I'm unmuted.
That's our
That's
Butlerian.
the Butlerian photograph.
Okay, ladies, keep it going.
Okay, Nawaz. Nawaz is next.
Nawaz is there. Nawaz has come.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. Can you?
Yes,
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Go ahead, lovely.
Yeah. Oh, I came on to Calcutta Plastic Club in my very early days. As we arrived from Bombay, maybe I was just 6 years old then. But we would go to club regularly with my cousins, Bira and Guru, to see all the basketball matches. Those days it used to be opposite the CIC grounds on Charangi. And I was always overexcited to join the team, which eventually I did. Maybe I was 12 years old then. First joined the C division, then on to the B and A. And that has always been a stepping stone, and that's how I could represent Bengal too. Okay, thank you. Next.
Okay, that's me, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's you, Rhoda.
No, me, Meher.
Oh, me, Mayor. Okay.
Okay, so my inspiration were my three beautiful cousins, Roshan, Rhoda, and Nawaz. I just wanted to do everything they did. My parents were always supportive and came to watch me play on a regular basis. Mummy played basketball for the club, daddy played hockey for the club, and not forgetting my two brothers who played everything they could. So I started in the C team and then went on to the A team. CPC gave us this fantastic platform to go on and represent the state. We had a place to practice and play along with all the necessary equipment, not forgetting the practice games against the boys, which we always mostly won. but, what, but what I loved the most about this whole thing was the camaraderie between all of us at all times. During matches, we talked in Gujarati and it would irk the opponents to no end because they could not understand a word of what we were saying or discussing. Players from other teams came to me and said they wanted to play for us because they loved our team spirit. It was so heartwarming to realize how others perceived and looked at us in such a positive way. Every year we put up a team, no matter what, whether we were 5, 6, 7 players, it did not matter. We just wanted to play. In fact, in 1980, when we won the league, we were just 8 of us, with Rusi coaching us. Being champions that year from Bengal, we qualified for the Federations Cup, which was held in Burdwan that same year later on. Over to you, Fief.
Thanks, Mel. I think my earliest recollection of being exposed to sports of any kind can be attributed to the influence my parents had on me, and not only me, to had on all five of us actually. So, being such great sports persons they were themselves, they made sure that all five of us played sport at some level or the other at some point in our lives. And the most important thing which they did for us, I feel, was to take us to the club every Saturday and Sunday. So that in itself made us so attached to the game of basketball. And they literally pushed all five of us to play and keep playing at the club every Saturday and Sunday. And I remember my first memory of basketball is accompanying dad, who was the coach, and mom, who would play, to all the practices and matches. And I also remember going with my mom for her SF India basketball games, and I would think, oh, even I want to play basketball one day. So those were all my earliest memories: going to Budge Budge, going for all the tournaments to St. Anthony's, going for the early morning practices with them to YMCA. So it sort of helped me to like get interested in basketball also. And what I can remember most about all our matches when we were playing for Parsi Club is my father shouting very loudly every time for me especially, to just go back to defense. And that has been my position all my playing years in Parsi Club. I was in the defense, and even when I would go up to the offense, no one would pass the ball to me. And till today, it's my biggest grouse with all of them that they don't pass to me enough. But actually, honestly, when they do pass to me when we are in the offense, I get so panicky, I quickly pass the ball away. So those are my memories, and we are still playing. So I hope we keep building up all these memories. And I also want to make sort of a correlation with this, with playing basketball at Parsi Club has sort of shaped my career in a way, because it was only when I started playing basketball in Parsi Club did my dad realize my potential as an athlete and pushed me into professional athletics training. So and from there I just went on and on. So and I even went on to study physical education and sports management thereafter. So it was actually, I owe a lot to playing basketball for the CPC, for being where I am today, where I'm so happy and so satisfied in what I'm doing today. It was really thanks to my parents, Parsi Club, and to all the great people I played with. I played with Meher, and I still remember playing with Nawaz Masi also for some matches and tournaments. So overall, it's made us. Basketball at CPC has made and shaped so many of us. To Farida.
Hey, before Farida starts, 2 points. Feroza, you're not alone. Your father wouldn't pass the football to me either. He would make me pass it to him. He is like that,
And he has also turned our back on us quite a few times, Feroza, when we were taking free throws.
Yes, and that shouting, I can just remember how much he used to shout on the sidelines.
That May would shout even when she was not on the basketball court. May, one of your statements has been condemned as lies by Numi Mehta.
I know.
He says May was inspired by my reverse basketball shot. We shall let that statement rest as it is.
And those games that we played against the boys, they were fun, but they were also serious, and they helped us a lot. That is true. Yeah.
Well, we're a helpful lot, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay. When it suits y'all.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Right, Farida, you're on next.
Okay, hi everyone. Since we are at the point of Daddy as coach, let me start from there. Where Mayor and Feroza spoke about how much he shouted when we were taking free throws. I even remember a game where I was taking a free throw at a very crucial point, and he picked up the chair and he threw it because I missed the free throw, and I started crying and I didn't know how to react. So that is what Dad was all about as a coach. It wasn't easy having him as a coach. But my interest and love for the game definitely started all thanks to Parsi Club and the exposure and the platform that it gave us. And watching these stalwarts like Mayor, Prochianti, Shireen Kyash, she was a huge inspiration just watching her play. And that is where I think the love for the game actually started. And just watching these, all of them on the field. And when I used to accompany them, initially it was for Ramlakhan's lime juice. But then later on, when my love for the game actually emerged, it was, I said that this is a game that I'm going to pursue. And of course, school and state and all played a secondary role. It was very much Pasi Club and the coaches. I even had Saroj Tangri as a coach for a couple of years. And the thing is that what I wanted to point out is I didn't mind actually sitting out for a long number of years, just watching my seniors play, because just sitting out, I learned so much about the game, just watching all of them play. And when I eventually got a chance to don the jersey, it was like the best moment of my life. And it's just been no looking back ever since then. That's it. I think I need to hand over to Roxy, who will continue. Yes, Rox.
Hey, what's up? Why isn't Mira talking?
We are
Mira's
going
afterwards.
in our order. Please do not interrupt us.
Okay, I will.
Sorry.
Roxy, you're next.
Yeah, just
One sec. Before Roxy starts, Roxy, just one sec, sorry. I also, of course, want to mention about Aban and Khurshid, who also been playing for so many years and been huge inspirations to us even till today, Yes, Rox.
Yeah, so just the way Faya was saying, we all literally transitioned from the playground onto the basketball court, and that's how most of us did start. And I remember that when we started, Shireen Kyash just took it onto herself to give us her all. She started training us, and she was our first basketball coach. And I always tell Nikaya that I was really lucky to have this whole thing growing up. Pasi Club, just going there on Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I miss it a lot now that I'm in Bangalore, and she also knows, she also misses it a lot because she comes every summer and she sees the whole thing going on. So I keep telling her that I was really lucky to have grown up in Calcutta and have had Pasi Club there. Of course, some of the other people who really motivated me and are my inspirations is my mom. Of course, she was there every match. She wouldn't shout and scream at me during the matches, but I would get some bit of
No, you can say if she did. It's okay. Say.
She never did anything like that. So at home, she would tell me, "Oh, you didn't do this. You didn't do that." And I think I do exactly the same thing to Nikaya these days. But I'm not so polite. I give her fatkis and stuff.
Rocks.
Like that. So yeah, and of course, my other inspiration was my Farida. With her, I don't know. I think I got to practice because of her. Because Saturdays I would go straight from school with her home, and then she said, "Eat your food fast. Eat your food fast. We have to go for practice." Then Sunday I would be having a eat your food fast. Eat your food fast. We have to go to Pasi Club.
I wasn't that bad, Roxy.
Yeah, no, because of her. I mean, I think I got to practice so much more, and I tag along with her, and it just happened. And yeah, after Shireen Kyash left Calcutta, we had Rusimasa coaching us, and I know that what you guys were saying about his screaming and shouting, but I have a really good memory, and I remember that when I was taking a free shot, everyone on the sideline, I could overhear them saying, "Oh, she's gonna miss the shot, okay?" But I just heard him saying, "Keep quiet. He's gonna get it in." And I promise you, I got that shot in. So that has always stuck with me. And in the thing about CPCs, there are so many people who contributed. Like there was Bero's auntie who came in and coached us for a bit, and then Saroj Tangri, he also came in and coached. It's just this whole thing about CPC where everyone is so passionate about sport. You won't find it anywhere else, nowhere else. And I understand this today when I'm away from Calcutta. So that's what I'm going to just end now. And I keep telling Nikaya that, for me, even in the summer, I mean, this year it hasn't happened, but I have to go and do some darshan in the basketball court. And then I feel like, okay, it's going to be a good year. But yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna just hand over now. Yeah.
Gully.
So Guli is like
Gulnar,
the
Gulnar.
madam of our family, and she was like the all-time, venture. I don't want to say.
Roxy, let us
Roxy,
say.
watch it. Watch it.
Come on, Gully.
Yes, yes, I'm the bencher of the family. I make the whole family complete, right? So everybody's got a
Yeah, our family is complete. We have benchers and we have players. So it's full circle.
So I'll tell you how I started warming the benches of our team. So basically, as kids, and even now in Parsi Club, it's always been the second home for us. Everyone has played something or the other at the club, and seeing all the ladies of my family play, I also had to take it up. So at Parsi Club, it doesn't matter how good you are, because everyone gets a chance.
Correct.
And so did I. So at Parsi Club, when I was around 14 years of age, we were like a bunch of girls who wanted to play really badly. And so we were allowed to form our own team. So we were the B team,
Yeah, I
B
forgot.
or C team. Yeah. And we were, along with Zareen Rustamji, Zareen Auntie was our stable person who basically held the game together, and the rest of us just ran up and down the court pretending that we were really great basketball players. And
Yeah.
thanks to Rusmasa, who shouted at us and prodded us on to play well. It was all his hard work as well, because we got to practice together and we had a great time doing so. So till date, I'm on the team, bench warming nicely.
No Gully, and also scoring crucial baskets.
Yes, of
Sorry,
course.
but I have to interrupt to say that.
Scoring a few
Yes.
baskets as well, and really feeling really proud to wear the club colors. Now I hand over to Mihira, who's my darling niece, who's really a fabulous basketball player herself.
I think it was the same for me, like it is for everyone watching your mother or your aunt or your friends play every weekend, every Saturday, Sunday when we go to club. Obviously, wants you to get the jersey, like you're yearning for it. Like, I need it. I need to be on the team and I need to play. So it started from there for me also, like everyone else here. And playing on the same team with your mother is a little frustrating because they're like, oh, look at your mother, she can do that, look at that, huh? She can do it, you can't. So it's a little frustrating, but also it's very motivating when you're like, okay, it's comforting that they're all around you. Max to max, they'll shout at you, nothing else. But yeah, it all started with Ram Lakhan's lime juice and tagging along, and I would be so excited to be there. Like, oh yeah, yeah, take water, water, and you're like, you're the water girl. How we need you for the match. So I think it was like that. It started like that, and then I didn't get to play for the club for many years because I shifted on to the school team and college now. But I hope I can be back and play as long as everyone else is.
Now you know what? Gani wants to taste Ram Lakhan's juice.
Okay, ladies, now I need to interrupt you. Not because time is up, but before time is up, I have a little surprise for you.
Okay.
I have one of our oldest players, played in the 40s, 50s, and 60s,
Okay.
along with Anni and others. Your cousin Gulu from Australia.
Yes.
Okay, and she has sent me a small clip. The
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Just be patient. Let me get back to that. And here we are. So here goes. This is Gulu Bilamoria from Australia. Whoops. Come back again. Yep.
Nika, I can finish talking till y'all get this set up if you like. She wants to tell us how much fun she's had.
Yeah, but this, I don't know what's happened. Yezdi, is it on or is it off?
You all didn't get the audio?
No, we didn't see it also.
Nikaya's left.
Let Nikaya finish, then we'll go back to it.
Yeah, only Nikaya's
Okay,
left.
Only
Nikaya,
she's
Nikaya,
left.
carry on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I
Come, Niku.
Hi everyone. Ever since I was a kid, I used to come to Cal every summer, and all the fun and games happen at CPC. I remember seeing all the older people playing basketball with so much enthusiasm. Everyone used to have so much fun, and I wanted to be part of this small thing that brought this whole club together, like even made Pasi Club complete. What made me want to learn the sport even more was how Granny and Mama used to talk about it, and by hearing them, I knew how much fun they had. So I forced Mama to put me for some training in Bangalore, and it's been 8 years since I've been playing basketball, and it inspired me. I mean, CPC inspired me to pursue this dream, and I even played for the CPC sub junior team, and it was an amazing experience.
Okay, ladies. Uh,
Okay.
we have, you know, uh, honored our time commitment just barely.
Okay.
uh, with a little bit of host indulgence, which is factored into the show. But I have another group waiting to come in.
Okay.
And we will now, as you exit, we will go into a musical bandbox break, our first musical bandbox break of the evening with the song Perfect, because y'all are perfect,
Oh, thank
by
you.
Ashish
Thank
Banyan.
you. Thank
Okay.
you.
I found your love for me. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. Well, I found you, girl. Beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. We were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes, you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms. Barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath. You heard it, telling you look perfect tonight.
Okay, what's happening here? Uh, Right, I'm relying on Ratan to let everybody in, and here they come. Hi, girls. Hi, ladies. Whoops. Where's Granny? Granny Barrows, where are you? Ah, there she is. Barrows, you need to unmute. I'll unmute your mic for you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Not
Okay,
anymore.
Beros, sorry, you're muted again. You need to unmute your mic, Beros. Please unmute your mic. On
Yeah.
the right hand? Yeah, okay, great,
Yeah.
lovely. Okay. Ladies, everybody in? Are we missing anyone?
Anaita, Roshan?
Anaita is here.
Anaita's here.
Roshan?
Okay. Nope.
Nope.
Not in the waiting room. Is she in the waiting room? Let me check.
No, she isn't. She isn't.
She isn't. Okay, yeah, okay. Ratan just tells me she isn't. So, ladies, all yours.
Okay. Hi, everyone. 3 generations in the family playing basketball for Calcutta Pasi Club. It's a wonderful feeling, and it just happened. I am so proud that not only my daughters, but also my granddaughters are playing basketball for CPC. Anaita and Dinas would come along with me to the club when I would be playing from the time they were very little, and they also started playing in their group automatically. No one had to tell them or coax them to play. They just played. We were all very fortunate that we got an opportunity to represent CPC, which also gave Anaita and me a platform to represent Bengal. Me in hockey too. This then gave, unfortunately, the ladies' hockey team was stopped when the children were old enough to play hockey. We won quite a few tournaments in basketball and hockey and were runners up also many times. Those were really lovely times, never to be forgotten. And of course, we all love and cherish every moment of our playing days. Unfortunately, I did not play along with my daughters, but my daughters, Anaita and Dinas, are playing along with their children. So that is good. And they also just started playing. They just wanted to play, seeing everybody playing. There are many instances when mothers and daughters are playing together, and the grandmothers are now watching from the sidelines. My sister Shanaz also played along with me hockey and basketball, and there were many other sister pairs also. Then we had cousins playing together. There was Roshan Tangri, Daulat Tangri, Bepsi, Vilu, who were playing along with me. So that was also a very good feeling. No doubt, we all owe our playing skills to our various coaches we've had over the years. We've had Ramnath, I had Punandu also for office, and our very own Rusi Gigi boy, to name a few for basketball, and Jalu Medora, Badur Postwala, and Beram Jilla for hockey. And not to forget that we were also coached by Nedley Claudius for about 2-3 years when we were playing for Bengal. And last but not the least, we'd like to thank our club malis, Ramesh, Siaram, Ram Lakhan, who were there with us to support us and was with us at the grounds in sunshine and rain. Over to Anaita.
Hi, so I've played various tournaments, including the state championship, and have been captain, and I've captained the CPC team for quite a few years now. So one instance which I very clearly remember is that we were playing the senior league, which we eventually won in 2016, and we were playing against Rakhi Sangam. So the score was absolutely neck to neck. So just a couple of minutes were left before for the game to end, and that's the time when our three-pointer queen Firoza, she took a basket, and we won that game by 1 point. You must have heard her saying before that she was never allowed to come and play in the forward, but she took up a winning basket for that game, and we won. And we were felicitated by the club on winning this tournament also, and very indebted to the club from the time we were little. We've gone with mummy, sat on the sidelines and seen how they would play, and they played really flawlessly, and they really inspired all of us. And that was one thing which was always driving both of us, both Dinas and me, that we have to play basketball. And today we are in the team, and I'm also very proud that my daughters Asha and Ayana are also playing basketball. And Ayana seems to be a very aggressive player, just like me. Like she will just not give the ball away. And Yazdi uncle, could we have those pictures, please?
Yes, certainly. Uh, I I hope after the last one, this one will work. Um, that one?
Yeah, this is the, uh, was it this? This is the one which we, um, there was another one before this.
The winning team.
This is the winning team, but there is the one with
The
all
senior
the
team.
spectators also.
Yeah, this is a
That's
video.
this is
Yeah, this is the
Firoza's
video with
3-pointer.
Firoza.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
video where Firoza takes the basket.
So should I play that now?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Here goes. Hope it works.
That's Kaizin with the ball, and that's Firoza taking the shot in. So that was our winning basket of 3 points. We were 2 points down, and with that basket, we won the game. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least that one worked.
Oh, yeah, it worked. Arshia, want to say something?
We love basketball and Parsi Club. We are longing to go back to club and play.
Everyone is fed up of this lockdown. We just want to go back to Parsi Club now. Over to Dino.
Hi, everyone. I have been playing in defense for Pasi Club as far as I can remember. And I continue to play in the position. Usually I play with Anaita and Firoza in the defense with me. And as Firoza said, I have always been in the defense. And I think I like my place over there. Now, while we play the games, for the longest, Anaita and Sanaya have a ritual. I don't know why they have that ritual, but if Anu plays the left defense, then Sanaya also has to play left forward. And if Anaita plays right defense, Sanaya has to play right forward. So I'm like a ping pong ball going from right to left. Wherever they want to play, they have to play, behind and ahead of each other. I don't know why. Maybe Sanaya and Anaita can throw some light upon that. And we have enjoyed playing basketball. There has been a lot of entertainment on field, off field. And especially when we are playing with our all-time opponents, Rakhi Sangha and DI, there are raging tempers, smelly armpits, slaps and abuses galore. We have enjoyed every bit of it and have been going with mom since we were really little. I can't remember when I started, but I can remember it's forever. And seeing them play really inspired us. My kids, Rishu and Fravash, were the two little boys who used to join these girls, the junior team, Arsha, Ayana, Samara, Anisa, Yasna and all, with their practices. And hopefully the practices will resume. They had stopped in between. And another thing I want to mention is that Urvaksh is one person who is a basketball enthusiast, and whenever he's in town, he just gets us all together, rounded up, and we have to play basketball at least once over the weekend.
Otherwise, he'll
And
give
it's
us
great
an emotional
fun.
blackmail. He'll
Yeah,
blackmail us
yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah, and it's great fun, and we have to choose basketball over Davo, and so a lot of fun we've been having, and hope to continue to have it. Over to
Okay.
Roshan Auntie.
Roshan, would you like to say something? We need to unmute your audio.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You've got about 30 seconds, and then we got to change the stage.
Yes. Question master. Meeting you for the first time. And I started playing in 1963. And
wow.
left when I in 19. So I don't have very many memories of basketball or hockey. But the one thing that I remember was the Butlerian tournament that we played in Delhi. That was one tournament that I remember very clearly. And we had very good fun on the playing for the Parsi Club in Calcutta.
Lovely. Great to hear. Okay. Ladies, thank you very much. Appreciate your time on the show. And I hope you said everything you wanted to say. I'm sure there's stuff that you still want to say. Maybe we'll find another opportunity. Thank you, everyone. And now we've got the Meta Gimme cluster in. So
thank you.
if you all roll off the stage and we'll roll them on and we'll continue. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Anna. Bye, Arsha.
Bye.
See you soon. Okay. Only 4 of you. Lovely. All yours. You need to unmute. Unmute.
Done. Yezdi,
Okay,
get
great.
Yasmin in also. Get Yasmin in also.
Well, if she's in the waiting room, then oh yeah, she is.
I've
Okay,
done that. She's coming. She's coming. She's coming.
Okay, she's in. Anybody else in your group that no?
That's
I
it.
think so.
Tinaz, you're going first or I'll go first?
You go, Proch.
Okay, your hair is longer than mine now, just now.
Always was.
No. So maybe, okay. Okay, I'll start. I started playing basketball at the age of 11. Started in my school first and then went to the club to play. And we had a C team in which we played. And you won't believe it, the only 2 people still existing in Calcutta of that C team are Sanam and myself. Everybody else has left Calcutta and gone away. There was Avi Lawyer, Firoza Adesha, Maki Dastur, Firoza Vacha, Mayor Vakil, Veera Khambata. Anybody remembers any of them?
Yeah, you remember some of them. Some, yeah.
I've got to tell you that Sanam just asked me why she's not on the show.
Ask her to join in.
I had no answer for that. So I guess I'll pay a price at some stage to
Yeah,
carry
yeah.
on regardless.
No dinner for you tonight, Yezdi.
So anyway, we were all in the C team together and we won the C Division League. We got promoted to the B and then we won the B and we got promoted to the A. So there were 2 teams in the A division. And today we are struggling to get 5 girls into a team. So it's a really sad situation today. And even though we have 30 girls playing, we had the boys coming and supporting us and practicing with us every morning also, including Aspi Pestanji, Champo, who was our main ragging point also. Tina's come.
Yeah, I wanted to give some stories which Habobi has asked me to share with the group. So I'll just start with her stories first. She remembers playing with the seniors, all the seniors before her. And there were 3 teams, she says, but she was captain of the C team. Rohintan Panthaki was the coach. And she remembers practicing at Wellington and at St. Thomas's on Freeschool Street. And she says once her daughter started playing, she went mostly to practice only for fitness, not really to play the game. And she remembers Rakhi Sangha as being a very, very rough team. And the only Parsi who could pay them in kind was Prochi, who put her elbows to good use and kept the Parsi flag flying. Taking off from where Habobi talked about the coaches, I remember the Bengali coaches, Mir Mukherjee and Mr. Ghosh, who used to tell us to break our knees. And it used to be a source of a lot of giggling for us all the time. Break your knees, break your knees. We all remember being told that. And I think I was one of the few Parsi girls who studied in Loreto but didn't ever play for Loreto. I stayed very carefully away from the Loreto basketball field, and they probably didn't know I was in the college. And so I escaped having to play for Loreto, and throughout my Loreto years, I played for Parsi Club. Another thing I'd like to mention is that our mom played basketball, not at the club, but she played in school. So all of our sisters were encouraged, and I had Freddy and Prochi before me. So basketball and hockey and everything at the club was just par for the course. I just went along. And playing with the seniors at Parsi Club was truly a privilege. There was my sister Prochi, who she's going to hear this. She's hearing this for the first time, that it was a privilege for me to play with her. But otherwise, Mir, Roshan, Rhoda, Nawaz, Zareen, Kamal, and one memorable season for me with Shirin, with Kyash, who was really an exceptional player and controller of the ball on the court. But for all the seniors, I'd like to say that we didn't just learn the game from them, but we learned so much more. Their generosity, sharing, trusting us younger ones, sharing so generously with us on the court, the respect they gave us, punctuality that they taught us, and their discipline, their sense of fitness, extending into their senior years, their team spirit. I left Calcutta and couldn't pay that back to the younger generation, but I'd just like to take this opportunity to say thank you to my seniors and to appreciate the CPC for what it gave me in my growing up years. And I'll hand over to Yasmin for her memories of mini basketball.
Okay, I'll start.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Calcutta Parsi Club, I think 95% of the Calcutta Parsis enjoy using the facilities of the CPC that has to offer. And I think even whether it's a toddler also, we start learning the game, whatever it is. And it so got on to, for me, I played basketball. Okay. I don't exactly remember which years I played, but it was surely from the late 70s, 80s, 90s, down the years. Like we carried on playing with people like Zareen Rustamji, Prochi Mehta, all these, as they played for several years. I even played with Aban, Tenaz and company. And at that time, they were flooded with girls of that age group. Like Guli said, we were mostly on the bench because there were, of course, better players. Then we also played with people like Firoza, Farida, Sanaya, that age group. And yes, our coaches were like Rusi and Sarosh Tangri. Initially, like years ago, I think I played in the mini basketball. We had a mini basketball where Arni Aunty used to be our coach. So that is the way we got into playing basketball, actually. I think that was our first experience. And in my age group, I had Shanaz Dalal and Roxanne Bhadurji. Very few remember her. But, like since she played with me, I remember she was a very good scorer. But I think her period in playing basketball was short-lived because she had some knee injury. But the experiences were great. And one hilarious type incident that I remember is Zareen Rustamji, while we were playing, I don't exactly remember who the girl was. They might say it in themselves. Some youngster was like desperately telling Rusi to like substitute her because she was tired. So Zareen Rustamji fired her, saying, y'all don't eat desi ghee. That is why y'all are like this. See me at this age also, I can play a whole match. Y'all cannot last a match also. And she started shouting and screaming at them. So we've learned a lot, yes, from the older generations also. And we enjoy even watching the games now that our youngsters play. Thank you so much.
I want to mention something that nobody in the past groups has mentioned, and that was the fantastic, exciting jerseys that Mir brought for us from Seoul. Yezdi, you've got a picture of it.
Yes,
we
indeed.
had these thick cambric shirts that we used to wear, and they had to be washed and ironed after every use. No, not this one. Yeah, this one, these jerseys. Oh, they were so exciting. We used to wear these thick cambric shirts with short sleeves, and all of us rubbed our sweat off on the sleeves. So there would be those horrible black lines that had to be scrubbed off. And then Mayor came back one year from Seoul with these excellent jerseys in a synthetic fabric. And they didn't have to be ironed. They had the number on and everything, no fussing with pins. And oh, you couldn't wipe your sweat on your sleeves, so they were easily washable. And we got used to wearing wristbands to take off the sweat because these were sleeveless. But they were really exciting and they were quite sexy for us at that time. Considering what else we were wearing before that, it was really lovely to have these jerseys. Thanks, Mayor, if you're listening. Roach, you want to talk about your years as MVP?
Oh yeah. Earlier, Nawaz and Beroz were talking about the 1980 season, which they said is we won some tournament. So I found a cutting saying that I was the most valuable player in 1980, which I had completely forgotten. But why? I still do not recall at all. But going back to uniforms, I have a nice story. We used to wear those cotton shorts made by our free school street tailor. And one day, while playing, suddenly my shorts split open and I had two flaps going in the air. I just didn't know what to do. Luckily, we used to have those safety pins on our shirts with the numbers. So someone quickly pinned it all up and I was back on the field playing.
Trust you, Proj.
Tamara is hiding her face.
Well, Sanaya, Samara, don't you have anything to say?
Sanaya, what do you have to say to that?
I also obviously started playing at the club, but my first memories are when I went with mom for all her practices to Khudiram Stadium. I don't know why. I remember that. And everyone, I was very little. I must have been what, 4 or 5, and everyone said, "Oh, when are you going to play? When are you going to play?" So from then only, I was like always dying to play for the Fast Club team.
Those memories got tonight.
And of course, in the club, mom and dad used to always play, and dad used to do these backward shots. I don't know, he would stand from anywhere and chuck the ball backward and it would go into the rim somehow, and mommy would always get really mad saying it's a rubbish shot, that's not how you play basketball. And I would see mom zigzagging into everybody with her speed, her strength, and her skill. She was, and still is, pretty amazing. But I wanted to add in about playing with Anaita, as Gina's brought it up. I think she's jealous that I always play with Anaita because Anaita and I play forward, she plays defense. But honestly, she should play forward and me defense. And then we have our own thing when we move forward and back whenever we feel like we need to. And also, she passes the ball so hard that I'm the only one who can catch it. That's why I always play with her.
Okay.
And finally, playing with the Parsi Club team has been hugely inspirational. Even just now, often the highest scorer in a match, especially recently, is Aban. I mean, she's one of the oldest, and just from anywhere, she just puts her hand up and it goes, and we're always like, Aban, you can't sit anymore. Please, one more. Even Farida, we're forever dragging her on. Firoza, whenever she comes, we insist that she play defense and she score only 3-pointers. So it's great fun. We've got to know each other so well. And I love the way that everyone just continues to play. Nobody stops, and everyone, like, the moment you get on the field, you know what everyone is going to do. It's all it's all set. Everyone set in their ways, and it's just a lovely team to be in. And with the minis, when Samara started playing, I was just appalled at what they were playing in the club. So I registered them for a tournament, for a mini tournament, and Samara will carry on from there.
Hi. So the mini team's first match was against PTA. So we were always playing at CPC. So we never really knew what it was like to have actual competition, because everybody was really sweet and everybody used to, get along very nicely. So when we got there, we were completely lost. We didn't know where the venue was, so it took us an hour to get there. Then when we got there, we saw the standard of all the players, and then all our hopes just went for a toss.
First of all, they were like 7 and 8 years old, and this was an under 13 tournament. So everyone seemed like giants, and they were just looking at everything with their mouths open. They were like,
So the coach came late. He came in the middle of the first quarter. So So we did zero warm up and we just got onto the court. Everybody was yelling and we didn't know what to do because everybody was saying different things. And we didn't even know how to run because we never played, any sort of good defense. And we never knew what zone was. And BTA was playing zone. So the first 3 quarters, we didn't score a single basket. But we still felt like good about ourselves. Then in the last quarter, a miracle occurred. Arshia's defender elbowed her and somehow the basket went in. We were so happy. We were even happier than the winning team. That's BTA. The score was 21. 22.
And the way we celebrated that one basket, everyone thought we had gone mad. We were all screaming and we were hugging them and we were like, yeah! Everyone thought we had won the match.
So then, so now I'm going to talk about playing with mommy and granny. So playing with them, it gives me, a lot of happiness and a lot of confidence. They're two of my biggest inspirations. And so when I play with even Papa. So when I play with Granny, she helps me with my form and how to shoot and how to go past the defender and all these different ways. And just watching her play, even at this age with such amazing, strength and agility, it's amazing. I'm using big words. So then playing with mommy. So when she always wants me to play the best I can, be the best version of myself in every way. So playing with her, yeah.
I
So
see
she makes me
somebody.
determined to be the best.
I see somebody sneaking onto the side with a reverse basketball shot. That's a shot glass you're holding. Don't throw it behind your head. Okay, guys.
One more story. Yezdi, one more story. The most embarrassing moment for us in a basketball match was at the halftime when we were playing at that St. Thomas's school. I think we were winning. I don't remember exactly. But suddenly I turned around and there were Jahan, Rayoman and Rashid behind the basketball post seeing who can pee higher on the wall. Roshan and myself just turned like that and walked away.
We don't know them.
Why am I not surprised?
I want to know.
You see, these are the sort of things that never get onto a coffee table book. Didn't I say that?
Yezdi, I have some interesting hockey stories and I'll keep them for this hockey section.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies.
Thank you.
Terrific,
Thank you.
lovely. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Come back again sometime. We'll try and do something.
Bye, everybody.
So I need to need to welcome in Aban and her group. So Ratan, let them all in.
Don't we have some music now?
Yes. Sorry. A musical bandbox break. Hey, guys, this is Shara Martin. Everglow. Come on, Shara. Hit it.
Say people come, say people go. This particular diamond was extra special. And though you might be gone, and the world may not know, still I see you celestial. When I should, but I can't let you go. But when I'm cold, cold,
Okay, so we've got Aban and her group coming in. Hi Aban, hi Kaizin, hi, how are you? Nice to see you all made it.
Yes.
Hi, Uncle.
Hi, hi Ko. Hello.
He's still connecting.
Hi. Your audios, you need to unmute your audio. Okay, now I can, your audio is unmuted. Hi. Who else is there?
My net came back this afternoon. And guess
Oh,
who's coming
lovely.
with me? Hello.
Oh, Dinanti. Hi, hi, hi. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Lovely, lovely.
Our
Lovely.
first outing in 3 months, practically.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is on my phone.
Is there anybody else you're expecting on the on your group? No? Okay.
No, thank you.
Over to you. All yours.
Khurshid, will you start? I got nothing to say, Abs. I don't have anything to say. Not really. Let your mom get on first. Okay.
I didn't expect to be here either, so I also don't have anything.
No, you can say just
No,
say.
no, 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 no.
Oh, dearie me. Okay, then shall we go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. It's all yours. Take it away.
Okay, so Khurshid, we are sharing the screen to get started, okay? Okay, okay.
Can you just allow us to share screen,
But we
please?
don't really have much to say. I can talk a little about,
Just
playing
after,
at the
let us get through first. Ratan, we need to be able to share our screen, please.
You got pictures?
Yes, I do. And Ratan needs to allow us to share all the carefully put together photographs which we have.
Okay.
So,
Should be able
Ratan,
to,
if you can hear us.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, my YouTube is on. I'll put it off when we go online, go live.
Yeah, so.
Ko, you are live. So put your YouTube off, please.
Okay.
Okay, so, basketball for me started obviously in my family with my mom. And I think my dad was a little disappointed that I wasn't as interested in hockey. But I think playing a little bit of table tennis and tennis kept him somewhat happy. My mom, the next slide. My mom also played for the Calcutta Parsis, but she never really played for the state or did anything really fantastic on that score. But what she was truly the best at, I think, was the fact that she was our coach. In the late 60s, early 70s, right through till about 75, 76, it was every weekend at the Calcutta Parsi Club, 3 p.m. And she had a whole lot of us. You're seeing very few on this screen, but we were all there for practice. And here you can see us at our first official tournament. I remember this exceedingly clearly. We were playing as the Parsi team and we won the tournament beating Loreto House. And in fact, as I've said so before, our jubilation was short-lived because we were promptly told that if we are playing for Parsis, then we can leave the school and not if we don't play for Loreto. So after this tournament, we had to play for Loreto for many years. And I remember in particular a time which I think Mayor has mentioned when you won the A division in 1980, 81. And both Khurshid, whom you see on the extreme left here, and myself were actually in the opposition. And considering that we were playing the Parsis, every Parsi who could move, I think, was there as part of the cheering squad. And I think we felt a trifle isolated. And what's interesting to note is, and it's very clear still in my mind, that the score initially was 6-all. And all the baskets were scored by the Parsis. It's just that 2 of the Parsis were in the Loreto team. So that's something I remember really clearly. Fortunately for me, after I completed my college in '83, I started playing for the Parsis, and I'm happy to say that till date, I'm still very much a part of this squad. Of course, right now, as Guli said, very much a bench player, but still a part of this team. And in the early '80s, I remember playing with Prochi and Mer Kambata. But for the most part of the time, you can see the people here, Firoza, Anaita, Farida. There's also Sanaya, Guli, Dinaz. They've been the mainstay of the team for very many years. And I particularly put up this photograph where we have won this trophy because it's the first time that that little mite in the number 14, my daughter, played in a tournament with me. And that's an absolutely great feeling. And I'm so happy that for quite a few years thereafter, the two of us have had an opportunity to play together.
I'll just share a little bit about my experience. So this was one of the first few times that I played for Parsi Club. But this picture that Mom was speaking about, I think I have really fond memories with this because this was the first official club jersey that I had. And I don't know, it might sound trivial, but for me at that point, it was the most exciting thing to finally get your official club jersey and have your own number and your own name written at the back. So it was quite exciting. And just to share a little bit about my experience, I think it has been as amazing as it is. It's been a little intimidating for me because as you can see in the picture, it's me and then there's like Mom and Farida and Anaita and Firoza and like Sanaya and Dinaz who I have to play with. And because unfortunately most of the people my age are no more in Calcutta, they're all in Bombay or somewhere else working, it's always kind of been like that. So it's a little intimidating for me and I do miss playing with people my age. But at the same time, there's an amazing feeling that comes playing with such experienced players. And I remember this one small story about when I must have been 10 or something. And this is the first tournament that I played with the women's team. And I got a chance to play as well. And at the end, Farida called me and I remember walking towards her thinking, oh my God, what did I do? I'm so scared. What is she going to say? And then she was just like, Aizeen, you played really well. And I was like, a huge sigh of relief. So that's been the feeling that I've had. And yeah. Yeah, so this is also when we were younger and we would play. Then just to share my experience with playing with Mom, I think growing up, a lot of us, like most of us have shared that we've started in like our sporting lives in Parsi Club and we've seen all these players from such a young age. So it's an amazing feeling to play with Mom, but I think one of the greatest things is that even though we haven't played so often on the same team, I feel like there's such a level of comfort that comes and a level of understanding because my game is so influenced by the way my mom plays in terms of a quick passing game or knowing where to be and like positioning yourself on the court. So it's such a comfortable feeling and it's so lovely to have that. So it's always been great. But at the same time, I feel like now since I've grown up, I think seeing my mom who's nearly, can I say her age?
Yes.
Nearly 60. I think from excited young guy, it's now also slightly apprehensive and slightly concerned. But at the same time, I think even last year, Mom played one of the best games, I think, and played the entire game with us. And I don't understand how they do it at their age. Even Farida and Firoza and Anaita and Dinu and all of y'all who play, it's really inspirational to watch y'all because it's not easy playing at that level. So, yep, that's my experience. And like I said, for me, it's really an amazing feeling to wear your CPC colors. And every time, honestly, every time I wear my jersey, I do feel extremely proud to wear it. And I understand that it's where I started playing. So I'll always have so much respect for the club and wearing the jersey to make everyone proud and do as well as we can. And so I think that's influenced me a lot because I want the younger girls to feel that as well. And they're just, so that's me. I look maybe like I'm one of them, but that's me over there and in black. And the young girls who I've coached a little bit with them, but I think it's one of the best things and I'd love to carry that forward. And I just hope they have the same experiences that we had and continue to keep our CPC team proud, because we have a unique game style and I hope that we can carry that on. Thank you.
I just have to show this picture once because somehow or the other, I know I bullied everyone and said, get ready, we've got to take this photograph. And I'm so glad that we took it because it so brilliantly shows how basketball has been played by generations of us at the Calcutta Parsi Club. And it's kudos to everyone who has helped us along to make this possible. So thank you. Over to you, Ko.
Thank you.
Ko, you need to unmute.
Ratan had muted me. That picture is a little unfair because I have a son who plays basketball and I wasn't allowed to be in the picture for that. And my mom was one of the very earliest players of basketball. And surprisingly enough, my unathletic sister played. Havovi mentioned that she was there in the team with her. And she vividly remembers playing in the C team and having a lot of fun doing it before she went off to college. I played most of the time with Loreto, but after that, Lucy used to keep saying, you have to play with us, you have to play with us. Yeah, Mom says she remembers he came to the house to try and persuade me. And when we started playing with Parsis, I must mention this, that in the beginning I was sitting on the bench quite a bit. And my partner on the bench very often was Zareen Rustamji. And Zareen was the most sincere player I have ever seen. She would come for every game. She would always be on time. She was always involved and interested and making sure that, everything was just right. Because she was that kind of a person. Whether she played or didn't play, she would be there because she was there for the Parsi Club. That's something that had made a great impression on me at the time. Yeah. So that's about it. And of course, playing with these youngsters, where I love, Kaizin, you asked how we do it. I think we would try and make up in experience for what we lacked in fitness. Me for sure, for what I lacked in fitness. And, just try and figure out where the ball was going to be when, so that, we could manage.
Okay, ladies, thank you very much. We are going to end this session with a confectioner musical bandbox break. It's going to be, who saying, help me make it through the night. Thank you, guys.
Take the ribbon from your head. Shake it loose and let it fall. Laying soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall. Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it through the night. Oh, I don't care what's right or wrong, and I won't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. Lord, it's sad to be alone. it through the night.
Hey everyone. So we are now in the second segment of our show, and this is all about the ladies who played for Bengal. You know, somehow you don't all seem to be here, and there is nobody else in the waiting room. So where did everyone go? There are two roaders on the screen. I'm sure there is only one of you. Who's masquerading as the other one?
There's no, I can't see another one.
Okay, there was. Now there isn't. So, okay. So, this is how this one is going to work. We are going to have this in two segments. The first segment is where everybody who's played for Bengal, whether it's hockey or basketball, gets about a minute to talk about their experiences playing for Bengal. The narrative is entirely up to them. And after that, we're going to take a little music break. And the second phase is going to be about two golden decades when we had as many as 7 players in the Bengal team representing the Bengal team, all from the Calcutta Parsi Club. Never been done before, certainly not by the men. So, ladies, over to you. And we need to keep this moving quickly.
Okay, so Yezdi, you call out the name one by one and get everybody to do it.
Okay, I'll do that. I should have. Okay, Nawaz, go first. You need to unmute.
Unmute Nawaz.
Okay. No, you need to unmute.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I had the pleasure of playing for Bengal for 5 years, from 70 to 74. And it was always very thrilling representing Bengal. And interesting that we would always be traveling third class, unreserved. So it was very difficult on the train. But nevertheless, sometimes we'd get a bunk or sometimes we wouldn't. And our captain, Linda, she'd always be there right in front and trying to shoo up everybody, carrying on saying, Jaga nahi hai, and she will not let anybody come up. So we all would have good fun. And of course, I had the opportunity of touring India, a lot of places, Delhi, Agra, Indore, Pune, and we even toured Ceylon, Sri Lanka, and always most of the time Beros and Shireen were with me from the Calcutta Parsi Club, and so 3 Parsis would always be together. We would have a lot of fun. And Sri Lanka, we went all the way right up to Rameshwaran by train. It was a very long journey. Then we went by ferry right across, and most of the girls were puking because it was terrible, that journey. But somehow we reached over there, and Zareen was our glamorous manager. So we really had a good time at that time. So I think that's what I can really recall, because it was way back.
Okay, let's move on then. The next one on the list is, I'll call out the order. So remember the order and come in at 1 minute intervals. Roxy, Farida, Mihira, Firoza, Meher, Beros. Then Prochi, Tenaz, Aban, Ko is not here. That's the order. So all yours.
So who's next?
Roxy.
I just said it.
He's just given us the.
Where is she?
You need to unmute. Okay, I'm going to put a time clock on this because I want to make sure we catch up and we have enough for the second segment. So, yes, Roxy.
Oh, my chance. Okay. So yeah, I remember going to play when I was like around 12 years old, and it was really a great experience. I had just started playing, and Shireen Auntie was coaching us, and I somehow made it to the team, and it was a great experience altogether. I have to say that mom followed me all the way to the Durgapur camp and dropped me off there just to check up if everything was okay. And when I went on to Indore, I said, Mom, are you coming to Indore to check over there also? And she's like, no, you go by yourself now. So yeah, I had a really good time. And because of Parsi Club, I get to, tell people that this is what I was able to do when I was just 12 years old. It was awesome. Yeah.
Okay, Farida.
Yeah, okay. So I started playing for Bengal when I was about 13. My first nationals were at Navali. And I remember there's Aparna Ghosh, who's been an amazing basketball player. She was the captain of the team that year. And ever since then, I've been representing the state non-stop right up till 1991. I've even captained the state a number of occasions. But today I would just like to talk about that it's been such a huge learning experience because it taught me as an individual not to take anything for granted, because whether it was traveling unreserved for 2-3 days, or the hardship that the girls who from the districts, the girls who play and represent the state from the districts, the hardships that they go through is nothing compared to what how fortunate we are with whatever we have and the facilities and everything around us, so we just have to count our blessings. And it's tough. It was tough. I wouldn't say it was easy right through, but it was a huge learning experience for me. But I'll keep it short because I know we're out of time, and Neera would like to add on a little bit.
So I represented the state also for 5 years since 2014, and I got to captain the state team in 2018 when I went to Orissa, Rourkela. And like everyone said, we travel unreserved for like 2 or 3 nights, and it's really sad, but I think it toughens us up. And I got to learn a lot and stop cribbing about the small other things. I think one of my favorite experiences during nationals was when Roxy Masi came to the Karnataka station with like bags of food for me.
That was because I told her.
Yeah, and it was really comforting, like just to see like chicken and like normal food after like so long. And she just looked at me and she was like, "Oh, I feel so bad for you, but here, take it." And I think that was just like it just shows like as a CPC family, we know like all of us went through the same thing, and like it's so comforting that we've all been there at some place, so we know how to be there for the others. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, Firoza is not here.
Rosa is not there?
No, Firoza is not here. Anyway, let's move on. Meher?
Yeah.
Then Beros. Then
Okay. Okay, like everybody's been talking about the train journeys we used to make, I have to also say here that for me, that was the one thing that always stood out playing for Bengal, were those train journeys. And oh God, they were horrendous to start with, but we just plugged on. We slept on the floors, we slept on the luggage, we slept wherever we could find place, land up at the destination, and absolutely worn out and torn out, and even before playing our first match. But we plugged on, and it was really a great time, and we gave off our best. And of course, when Sarita was with us in the team, whenever a big station came along, and if she had any relatives who were living in that part of the town, my God, they used to come and take over the whole platform and feed us as if we were straight out from the dark continent of Africa. Sorry to sound like that, but absolutely as if we were coming from a land of famine. We didn't have any food to eat. They would lay it on big time. And these are the little things that have stayed with me through the years, apart from, of course, being such an honor to play for the state, and the one national for me that sits right above all the rest of them is my first one. When I was 18 years old, I played for the senior team, and we went to Delhi in 1974, the time we won. And Shireen and I were the only two Parsi girls in that team. So yeah, that one stands out for me the most. And not forgetting the places where we were made to stay in classrooms, and if you want to talk about the toilets, that's something you really don't want to know about.
I think we can move on from there.
It was terrible.
Right. Beros, you're on next. Where's Beros?
Yeah, I'm here. We have had such wonderful trips to many parts of India to play the nationals for basketball and hockey over the years. And there's one quite scary incident that I would like to share with all of y'all. It was the final day of the Senior Hockey National Championships in Chandigarh, I think sometime in 1971, which we unfortunately lost. And later on, when we went back to the hostel or wherever we were staying, some riots broke out in the city, and we were to leave for Calcutta the next day by train. But the authorities there told us that no way we could go to Chandigarh station to catch the train. So very early in the morning, they drove us all together in a bus to Kalka station, from where we got into the train. We were told very clearly that we are not to open any doors or windows and stay inside our compartment fully bolted up and not allow anyone from Chandigarh to get in. Anyway, we were all quite tensed up and we were sitting quietly when Chandigarh station came. There was an awful commotion at the station and crowds of people shouting, screaming. And as soon as the train stopped, they started banging on the doors, telling us to open the doors, open the windows, all sorts of things. But we were just trying to sit as quietly as possible. We had bolted the doors of the compartment. Then suddenly they started throwing stones. And to our bad luck, there was one glass window that was shattered because the metal window at the back had come off. And they were trying to throw the stones inside the compartment, and it was just awful situation. And suddenly the train started moving out of the station, and we were all so relieved. It was really frightening and very nerve-shattering at that time. There are many such incidents, but this was one that really stands out.
Yezdi, can we have Rhoda coming on?
Yezdi.
Rhoda, come.
Yeah, where's Yezdi?
You say you talk, Rhoda. It's okay.
Okay, here I am. I represented West Bengal in hockey nationals held in Calcutta in 1969. I hardly got a chance to play, but in being part of the team, the best thing was that I got excellent coaching from Mr. Horace Rodrigues and the four-time hockey Olympiad, Mr. Yezdi Claudius. That was one thing good about being there.
Done, Rhoda?
Yeah.
Talking about Leslie Claudius, he came 1 year to coach our boys and girls team at Calcutta Parsi Club. Do all of you all remember that? No.
No.
Which year was that, Rochi?
I don't remember the years like that.
I was definitely not there.
Okay, guys, we need to keep this moving along. My screen, something happened to it. Gods of technology and all that. Tenaz and then Aban.
Okay.
So,
I also represented the state in basketball, but my story is about hockey. I think our generation was pretty bad at hockey. We had just about started and we heard about this coaching camp for 2 weeks opposite the ICI on the ICI ground. And they were going to choose the players for West Bengal after that. Aban is nodding away. You remember Aban? 3 of us Parsis were there, Aban, Roxy and myself. And at the end of that 2 weeks of just running around crazily up and down with a stick in our hand, Aban, I think, was selected for the team and Roxy and I were standbys. And I remember Roxy's parents saying that it was very creditable, and for some god-awful reason, that word creditable has stuck in my brain because we giggled like crazy about being told that it was creditable. And the other important thing about that trial was that Roxy and I lived around the corner from each other. I went for the practices by tram. Roxy madam went in the car with her brother who driving her. Some of you may know that I know her brother much better now in future years. And sweaty and stinky after practice, I went home back on the tram, and Roxy madam got into the car and went to Flurry's for breakfast. And I can't believe that I've forgiven her for that. Aman, go ahead.
Okay.
Bahadur would take all of us for breakfast also sometimes.
Yeah, the Bahadurjis loved puris. They used to
Not
make
Bahadur,
Bahadur
Bahadur.
wasn't taking a.
Bahadur would take us
also,
when we
yeah.
would win or even when we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I've been fortunate. I've had an opportunity to play for the state on quite a few occasions. And I'm not going to talk about all the travel and all, but I was lucky that on many of the trips that I went, and when we had 2 nights on the train, I had Tenaz with me. And she has this marvelous voice. She sings beautifully. And Tenaz, do you remember from A Star Is Born? I don't know how many times you used to sing those songs to me to make the journey a lot more tolerable.
Thank you, Aman.
I particularly remember this fantastic opportunity that I had when I played for the rest of India team, and I was then selected to go to the National Institute of Sports at Patiala for the Indian coaching camp for the juniors. And you know, this is a palace. In the palace is the training center, and it's huge. And we were all 25 young girls below the age of 18 in one room on beddings on the floor, right on top, which is accessible from long corridors, winding staircases, and in all the competitiveness and the harsh reality of who's going to be selected to play for India and who isn't. I remember this incident when at about 12:31 in the night, we heard a noise and everyone in the room got up, and then we were not able to go back to sleep. And the ones who were more scared said, no, we have to call for some help. We've got to get people to come up and be with us. There's no way we can sleep. There are ghosts here for sure, and this is a haunted palace, etc. So 4 of us were deputed in the middle of the night to go searching for our coach and manager. And I remember knocking on his door with 3 other brave young girls. And he opened the door, barely heard us, and just screamed and said, get back immediately. And I want to see you at 6 o'clock on the field without any trouble. And very sheepishly, we just turned around and went back. Of course, the braver ones went to sleep. The others did sentry duty against the ghosts.
But the NIS was definitely haunted. It was definitely haunted. Yes. I'm telling you.
I needed to add that there were 2 of us from Bengal, and Mayor and Jennifer were the 2 who were trying out for the senior team. They were there as well, but very far away. Somehow we were in one isolated little room. But I have to mention when talking about the state that most of the time the Bengal team was made up of 2, 3, sometimes even 4 Parsi girls. So it was very much like, half the PPC team going along with the state team. So there was Khurshid, there was Tenaz, we had Roxy. With the senior team, there was Meher, there was Shireen. On occasion, there was Prochi. So there were lots of us who played together and represented the state. And of course, I'll pass on now to Kaizin, who also had an opportunity, but of course, very, very much later. And certainly it was very different.
Yep, so I had the opportunity to play for Bengal and the honor of captaining the team for one of the tournaments. And I just have to say that it's quite an experience because you meet so many people from every and all backgrounds, but we have a bond because of the similarity we share about a passion in basketball and in sports. And it's been amazing to meet so many talented players. Even when we go to travel, we always try and meet people from different states. And I just want to add on a little more serious note is that there's so much talent that we have, especially in West Bengal, and so much talent, but it's needed to be a little bit critical for our own growth. And like Meher Mami saying, even from her time, y'all would have to go in trains and have bad situations, and it's still the same even in our time and for Mihira. And I just hope that those things, and I think it's so important that it changes because sports people shouldn't get that respect, and I really hope that whatever we can do, and we do that to improve this level of sport in our state.
Okay, ladies. Now we need to go into a little break, and I'm going to invite back 7 ladies who represented us consistently
Anaita
for
is
a
left.
decade.
Anaita is left.
Yezdi, Anaita is left.
Okay, sorry, Anaita, go ahead.
Unmute.
You need to
You're on
unmute.
mute.
Unmute yourself, Anaita. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, so I don't have much to say here because I was selected to play for Bengal in 1996, but I did not go for the nationals as the dates were clashing with my board exams. So I have not really ever played, but yeah, I've just been selected once. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. So getting back, we're going to take a musical break. When you come back, I'd like the following 7 to be on stage, please. 7 ladies who represented us in the golden decade, 1970 to 80. Nawaz, Meher, Behroz, Prochi, Tenaz, Aban. Okay, and since you're all talking about train journeys, our musical bandbox break is This Train Don't Stop. And the singer is
You may not believe it, but I don't believe in miracles anymore. And when I think about it, I don't believe I ever did for sure. All the things said in songs, all the purple prose you brought for me. Reality's just black and white. The sentimental things I'd write never meant that much to me. I used to be the main express of steam and whistles heading west, picking up my pain from door to door, riding on the storyline. Furnace burning every time. Now this train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore.
Okay, guys, we are back. Right. The interesting thing, viewers, is that in the decade 1970 to 80, we had, by my count, what I have on my sheet, 7 women representing us very consistently through that decade. But before we get started on that, I need to mention one person who represented the state in 4 decades, 1960-70, 1960 in hockey and basketball, 1970-80 in hockey and basketball. Okay, that person is Behroz Bilamoria. I'm wondering whether you did anything else. And by the way, when did you have time for dinner if you were playing so much? I don't know.
He came much later.
Oh, he was waiting. He was benched.
On the sideline, yes.
Yeah, he was benched. Okay, understood. Dinyar, you got your answer now. You're waiting for all this time. Now you got it. Okay, ladies, it's all yours. I'm going to leave it to you, but I got to tell you that we're running a little behind. So we have about 1 minute for each of you. We'll stop at 8:25. Okay. All yours. Mary, you can start.
Okay. Okay, so like we keep saying over and over again, the CPC gave us this fantastic platform where we used to play, and we carried it through to playing for the state. It was, I think, I personally feel in Calcutta, it was one of the best platforms anybody could have, because equipment was provided, the courts were provided, everything was paid for. So we just went and played. Playing for Bengal through the CPC was always an honor for me, both as a player and a captain. It was a sense of pride that continuously motivated me to keep going year after year, as and when I could. But as usual, when you play for the state and when you go for so many nationals, there's just one national that usually one or two which stand out, which you have won. So for me, as I keep saying, it was my very first nationals in Delhi in 1974. Shireen and I were the only two Parsi girls in the team. And she took me under her wing. She used to take me for practices. She used to bring me back home. And it was just the most wonderful time that I shared with her. And on a very lighter note, dearest Khushru decided to accompany us on this trip. And he drove us all nuts, as you can imagine. And mainly Ramnath. Poor Ramnath had to put up with all his antics, whether we were practicing or warming up. And there was this one incident which used to happen before every match. Ramnath could never say warm up. He used to say warm up. So he used to keep shouting at us, okay, girls, now one up, one up, one up. And Khushru would imitate him from the back. Okay, now come on, one up, one up. If you want any extra warming up, come behind the bushes with me. And Ramnath, thank God, never understood what Khushru was trying to say. But you know, these are the things that stay with you forever. And yeah, talking about Ramnath, one of absolutely an amazing coach. You could never question his passion and commitment for the game. And I'm sure Ko and Aban will vouch for that as well. Though he was very, very set in his ways, he made sure we knew all our moves. He made sure we knew everything before we got onto the court.
Okay, Mayor, I'm going to have to move on now to Nawaz. Right, I'll move to Behroz then. Behroz?
Yeah. During our time, we just had one senior hockey team and one senior basketball team for the nationals. Nowadays, the girls are getting a chance to play for the minis and the juniors from the time they are 12 years old.
Yeah.
The first time when I went for the selections for Bengal, it was a huge disappointment. I wasn't selected. So next year, when the selections came on, I was not willing to go. But Shireen insisted that I just had to go because at that time I was also playing for the office. And according to them, I was playing quite well for office and club. So I went along. Selection time, I was put into play. And within a minute of playing, I was asked to come out. I thought to myself, I should have never come because I'm never going to be selected. But to my surprise, I was selected. And then over the years, I realized that most of us are already in the mind of the selectors when they watch our club and office games. And then just a few more girls who they want to add on to the team, they make them just play a little extra time to see how well they played. And anyway, so also to get onto the Bengal team is thanks to Shireen for dragging me along with her.
Okay, let's move on. I'm going by the order on my screen, which may be a little different from yours. So I'll move to above Behroz, complete the first row. Tenaz, you're on.
I was just trying to think of some interesting story, and what I could remember was Sarita Pasari coming on the court. She would come in a sari, and then she would go into Red Road, into that dingy little room at the back, and strip off the sari and come out in a sleeveless jersey and a tiny little skirt, play her game, sweaty as hell, go back, put on the sari, and
All the Raki younger girls did that.
Yeah, it was really fascinating.
She used to remove her sari on court and put it back on after practice and go back all sweaty with a sari wrapped around her.
Yeah.
Which year was this?
70s.
Wasn't that?
In the 70s, sometime in the 70s.
Most of the Bengali girls did this because they would not come with their shorts or skirt on the road.
I
They had to wear a sari.
Sarita doing it regularly.
Yes, yes, for many Loreto game, yes. Once she got married.
Yeah, even when she
after marriage, quite right. After marriage. Yeah, after
marriage. I know, and the bongs would be saying, you know, he made sure the key kapot kurche baba.
Yeah.
Okay, Aban, you're up next.
Yeah, you know, I just wanted to say, since we are in the last segment, that it's been such a marvelous journey, you know, from being a CPC mini to now being a CPC veteran. and in between having an opportunity to play state level as well. And it's been a fabulous journey of sports, all thanks actually to the Parsi Club, where from the time we could barely learn to walk, we've been getting the opportunity without having to pay through our nose to get expert coaching, to have a green court and a field somewhere where we could play. And I'd just like to give a big thank you to the Calcutta Parsi Club, all my teammates, all my coaches. And I know Rusi used to shout like anything, but believe me, if he was, he probably wouldn't have won half the number of games that we won. He was instrumental in pushing us to do better than our best. So, I mean, I think it's important to appreciate all those who together helped us to be what we are. And let's just hope that, like my daughter and others, your daughters, your sons, your nieces, all of them also gain as much as we have from the Calcutta Parsi Club and keep its flag really flying high. Thank you.
And for our generation, I think it's important to say that Arnie Auntie was the mainstay for our generation. She hasn't got much of a mention here because I did mention her last time. But for our generation, it was Arnie Auntie all the way. And none of us would have been in basketball or any other sport or athletics if it wasn't for Arnie Auntie. So thank you, Aman. Please convey our thanks to her.
Absolutely. I think she's watching.
Yezdi, where's
and Jalu for hockey. Yeah. Don't forget that.
Thank you.
Now I have a theory why Rusi Jijiboy used to shout so much at the girls for basketball and you all used to win. Because when he shouted at us in football, we always lost.
And we won, is it?
See?
That's
you all won.
We knew how to make the best use
Just
of
sheer talent. Sheer talent.
Okay. Now I'm going to jump the queue here. And okay, because Prochi is coming on and going off. Her Wi-Fi connection is proving.
Yeah, she's come on
so,
again.
Okay, Prochi, you're on next.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
Okay. I missed a lot of what was going on because my connection is bad. But I remember that in 1980, I was player cum manager of the team when the tournament was held here in Calcutta, the pre-Asian tournament. And the entire team was put up at Khudiram Stadium. So I had to arrange the accommodation and the fooding. And accommodation means they got an empty room where they put the mattresses on the floor.
Yeah.
They were really happy with what I did for them, and I was really surprised. That was the condition we played in at that time. Just to give you an idea.
But Prochi, didn't you play that tournament? I thought you played that tournament.
Yeah, she said she was player cum manager.
Player cum manager, okay.
I think one of the lovely things, Mayor, was when we played at Netaji Stadium also.
The
indoor stadium, wooden flooring.
We played two state championships there, where we were runners-up 2 years.
No, we played pre-Asian as well when Khushi, Chena,
I didn't play that tournament.
All of us were in the team.
Khudiram Bo Stadium.
Rhoda, you're very quiet, Rhoda. You need to speak.
Abs, does it still exist?
And we used to practice at on Preschool Street at St. Thomas's because they had a cement court. Remember that? And it would rain. St. Anthony's. It would rain like crazy, and we would be standing at the side, and then we would get on and then warm up. Mr. Ghosh would say, and then back to play.
Okay, guys, time out. Nawaz and Rhoda up next.
For what?
Just say something.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, like that. Talk. You're good at it.
Since you're talking about Khudiram Stadium, I think we played the Zambian team first time in that Khudiram Stadium. It wasn't even complete that time.
Yeah.
Wooden court and fiberglass balls.
Yeah.
It was something really new for us with our old wooden balls and whatnot over here.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Anybody else? Anything else to say? Nawaz?
Yes, I recall. I think we started playing for Parsi Club since maybe I was 12 years old. and went on to play till the time I had to sadly leave as I got married and had to leave. But I recall favorite coach Rusi Surti used to really pamper us. And since
Pamper you.
Oh,
That's
pamper
why you
me.
remember.
Of course, don't get it. Mali had strict instructions. Along with the favorite lime juice, he had to bring along my chewing gum all on club account. That's why he was jealous.
Yeah, that's why you remember.
I would not share it with any of y'all. All only for me.
You all were lucky Dhanjesa Billamoria wasn't around counting limbus like he used to count when I was the football secretary.
At that time he was.
No, I think he was checking the accounts so well.
Okay, ladies, look, it's almost 8:30. We really need to stop. But you know what? It's been a great evening. I hope you all have enjoyed it. And I've got to
Yes, we
stop
have.
this.
Thank you.
I've got to end this with a song tribute because you guys collectively, all 34 of you, and definitely you 7 who played throughout a whole decade together, are simply the best. And there's no one to say it better than Samara Mehta Vyas. Good night.
Need you, my heart's on fire. Come to me, wild and wild. Ooh, you come to me, give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises and a world of dreams. Like you know what it means. And it can be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong. You're
Simply the best. Good night, all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Thanks
Bye.
very
Thanks,
much.
Yezdi.
Bye. Bye.
Guys.
Bye. Bye.